The story of a place may be told in many ways. It is written in the faces of its people, in their legends and in their songs, in their celebrations and in their everyday life. Listen now to some stories of a place called Inalahan.
When we were small, kids, we will hike around the seashore, go to Governor Cave. That's a very, very interesting place. Chief Governor is our, let's face it, Inarajan, that's our chief. The old timers, that's their chief. He's a giant.
Inarajan has always been part of, or a Chamorro village, and Gado has always been the man of Inarajan. Now, one day Gado was fishing within the Mauricio Lagoon, and on that one particular day, a big shark, a huge shark, was within the water and started to, getting wild, I guess, and ate a couple of Gado's fishermen. And Gado, being a fearless man, dove into the water as the shark was coming towards the group, went down deep enough, and struck his lance, his lance into the shark's heart. I'll say that, immediately the shark died. Because of these feet of Gado, all the chiefs on the island, of course, heard about what happened this day. And so the chiefs got together and they decided to have a super chief for the, amongst the Chamorro. And Gado was thought to be eligible for this title. So they gave him an additional task. They told Gado to swim around the island 25 times, which he did within an hour and a half. And they told Gado to cut down Mount Lamlam, because Mount Lamlam was so huge at one point in time, it's keeping the southern wind from getting to places like Agan and Tumon. So after Gado swam around the island 25 times in an hour and a half, he came on land and pulled one of the biggest ifit trees that he could find on the way, went up to the top of the mountain and start hitting the mountain, from the tip. Chunks of the mountains were flying all over, until he gets it down to like 3,600 feet high. And so this is also to account that all the little atolls or little islands that you can find on the island are here in the south. You cannot find little islands, like Cocos Island, Fogby Island, all the other islands that you find from Agat down this way and say from Inarajan down to Mauricio. This is the reason why that these islands are there, because the chunks of the mountain that Gado was making, to fly all over, landed at these places. Yeah, Gado is a very, it's a real legend.
Hey, jangan tahu. Oh, mana nang kok? Ini pesawat. Ning kok tu bilang. Oh, kau sih kok. Bilang kau ni. Hey. Baiklah.
Oh, the Fiesta is very good now because you see the friends and come over to your house, you prepare food and you spend too much money because the price in the store is higher, not like before.
Everything is free.
And if you, oh yeah, you cannot charge your visitors when like this time.
Fiesta
It's
time is free.
If you stay here in Inarajan and the Fiesta here, you spend money for your visitor, but the visitor, you won't charge for that. That's free.
It's like a die hard for the southern part of the island. Huh?
Enjoy. Soalnya pa gimana itu tuh nikah?
Hey, Red, how's it going to be an interview? This is the tradition of Inarajan. The whole island's invited to come down and have fiesta, join us in our fiesta. And well, this house belongs to my grandmother, my grandfather, but they both passed away. So anyway, we just keep up the tradition, have fiesta every year for the people of the island to come over, join us.
What are you gonna cook for the fiesta?
Oh, we have roasting pig, local foods. Roasting pig, fritada, spinach, like they call hagunsuni in tomorrow. Kelaguen, a lot of kelaguen, chicken kelaguen. Deer kelaguen, which is illegal, but we still have that. Crab also, land crab, local crabs. Coconut crabs, and even lobster we have on the table. That's the southern style of hospitality, is local food.
I go take a big one, big like this, small one. Can I take
Well, we're here today to celebrate the Feast of St. Joseph, and this is probably the one thing I remember as a young girl, that the village of Inarajan has historically and traditionally always celebrated the Fiesta, the Feast of St. Joseph. As you see around here, we have so many of the family working together, helping each other, doing all the cooking and so on. But this is probably the one village that has maintained its cultural tradition. If you compare Inarajan to the other villages, they're losing that sense of the fiesta and the closeness in the family. Whereas Inarajan, because of its unique setting, the fact that it has a one-way street, that it's a small village, continues to celebrate the fiesta. Some of the changes we are seeing is that we now have Malolo, which has become kind of like the suburb of Inarajan, where many of the people who grew up here have now moved on to Malolo because there's more land and more opportunity for the families to be together. But what you see also in Malolo, and in a few weeks, the village of Malolo also will be celebrating its fiesta. So there's still that tie of oneness, of closeness that we see here. And I think if you compare Inarajan to when it was 20 years ago and 30 years ago, the village itself, just talking about the village, still has that unique character. It's probably the one village that people can say still looks the same compared to the other villages around Guam. Viva San Jose! Viva! Viva San Jose! Viva!
As a very young man, in fact, every year I come to Inarajan. It's pretty much like a habit now. Initially, I used to go with my father because my late father, that is, because Saint Joseph is his patron saint, and if my dad should miss a fiesta like this today, he won't feel good at all. You know, it affects his health. I mean, to be honest about it, he will feel so bad if he should ever miss. And if I can remember, he only missed like one time. But year after year, we will come and visit, friends and relatives here. Year after year, every time the celebration takes place. And as a little boy, I always loved to come to Inarajan, and not so much because of the games and fun that are tied into the celebration, but here you see very much, a demonstration of the culture, the local hospitality. This is very true here in Inarajan. I mean, right now, today, for example, this day and age, all the doors and homes of here in Inarajan are open to everyone. No one will be asked, where are you from? Who brought you here? I mean, questions like that will not ever occur because the local hospitality is very vibrant here in this village particularly. And I guess this is also true with all the other villages in the south. Be it a celebration of the San Dimas, church in Mariso or Umatic, for example. It's all the same. The people's hospitality is very, very dominant, very prevailing, very apparent year after year. And it has not changed, really. If you ask me, how was it 20 years ago and today? I say, I guess just the roadways changed. The people's custom and tradition, the people's hospitality has been just like it is this day. When I think of Fiesta, I think about all the fine fish that the local folks here in Inarajan, for example, will catch and display. Things like octopus, which is a local delicacy, will be on the table. And even the not so legal stuff like panihi or the turtle, I mean, these are endangered species, they say, and they shouldn't be caught or served. But let's face it, panihi and all these other things like the turtle, I mean, this is very much part of the culture, You'll find them on the tables today, I'm sure, in many of the homes. For those people that are lucky, I'll say.
Fiesta, that's our tradition. Let's face it. We invite the whole island to come to Inarajan. We got foods, we got drinks, and we got parades, And, when they come here, they don't come empty-handed because they got lots of entertainment. In fact, right now across the bay, they had jet skiing and motorcycle race over there. So we got lots of activities going on here in the village. So people from the other villages, they're welcome to Inarajan. We got foods. Every house had prepared for this occasion. Not like in the old days, way back. In Inarajan, there's no cars whatsoever. They travel from Aganya, Itamuning by, they travel on foot. Come to the village. They come on a Friday, stay on a Friday at the procession on Saturday, Sunday, the big fiesta. Then Monday they start going back on foot again. But now you can come here and stay here for a couple drinks and then go back or have a fiesta food. So, at 3 o'clock, I'll be the Grand Marshal of the village. So we got the float parade. So please come and watch the parade.
Yapo kamaska zanado Anti matulay manangas For sempre umamado Ibigay umanglo Lamangi mamaro Anong sanani no manututi mamaro Matsuli matizu zamaru babalo Tisinya sanani ni hulu darati Sasiya naman malati Zatanti lumadanti Ang mamogat ni kanto ni tanan Isendur wanu kisandun baladan Tidak putulu maketu sama kusay mestiza Pues menandau imandihan ufakos mibisa Pues modu zata sungguh zata zombie malaguliha Satya pemana dan celku fanai primandiha Bihai nagradesi bidanizo West is batahan di manode sa sempre ufamigo Bihai nagradesi bidanizo West is batahan di manode sa sempre ufamigo Bihai nagradesi bidanizo West is batahan di manode sa sempre ufamigo
The inception of the project was basically in conjunction with Gepago. Gepago was a concept that was thought of by the people of Inarajan village, and it was to incorporate all the various aspects of the Chamorro culture, not just in the songs and dances, but the weaving, the crafting, the oil making, salt making, everything that is slowly dying out in our culture. So the dance part, which is what I'm involved with, the teaching of the language and the dancing and the songs, became an intricate part for Inarajan High School. And so for the past 3 years, I've been a teacher up there at Inarajan High School, and the students will come down and perform, and that has become part of their curriculum. Now, the importance of that situation is simply several things. First of all, in the younger generation right now, a lot of the existing Chamorro culture is dying. Not only in the songs and dances or the language, but also in the visual part of the culture, the crafting, the weaving, and whatever that our ancestors have lost out in the past. So by being part of this organization, these young generation that you see perform today are learning all this through their elders and through the people that are interned here at Gepago. Another important aspect is that it generates a social outing for some of the people within the village, especially the younger generation. It's more so now where their life is made up of activities that incorporate a lot of violence. You know, the lack of activities breed negative behaviors and violent behavior. But being involved in this situation, they've found values, and they've also found an outlet to do after school, during school, that will keep them out of trouble in basic terms. That's another important aspect. And then, to me, the bottom line is, it is these generations that would eventually end up teaching the upcoming generations that will be growing up. Eventually, the elders would pass on, I myself would pass on, and by them learning all of this, it is our way of having a consistency or a continuity in the Chamorro culture.
My involvement with Tatatano is basically to preserve the Chamorro culture that we have, because this is really all we have of the Chamorro culture. You know, the people, promoting it as dancing and everything else, it just all falls in place, because up north, they don't have that. You know, you've got other groups that are also promoting Chamorro culture, but more modernized, which is not really Chamorro. So being a part of Tatatano actually shows the people, the visitors, the tourists, and also the younger kids that are growing up what Chamorro is and what it's really about, and we are proud of that.
It's very educational for me, because me being born and raised in the States, I came here to Inarajan and I learned my language as well as the culture really quick. That's due to this village, because of the very strong Chamorro traditions that are still upheld here. It's taught me a lot, actually. In the future, I think Inarajan will still hold up to its own tradition, that as being a very strong Chamorro traditional village. As far as I know, everywhere else is starting to progress into technology and all that. Yet Inarajan still holds its old traditions, and I think that's very good for the future.
What we do is we try to, make people aware that, our culture is dying, and, we need to preserve what is left, and if we don't, then our culture will be lost. Right now, we try to, recruit people to come and join, because most of the people, these new dancers, most of them don't know their language, but as they join the group, they start to realize that, we need to do something to preserve it.
I'd like for everybody in the world to come see Guam, because it's a very nice place, and we share a little bit of our culture with every single person that comes. So by them coming down to Inarajan, especially the cultural village, we'd like to see them to see how the Chamorro culture really is, as compared to what's presented down on Tumon Bay, where it's all Polynesian, and that their ideas are warped. So here it's concrete, it's back roots, it's basic.
It keeps it alive, and being involved in it makes myself, I love it. It's a part of my life, and I love protecting the culture, because we don't have that nowadays out there. And I mean, like down here in Inarajan, it's much different from up there up north, because you got all the hotels and everything, and that's the modern part of Guam. And over here, this is Guam. This is the home.
Ay flores halum flores Tumatu haukalan castizo Medi haukalan ininyo Lawina ang mugos Biliru Inaan mo malatagi Sa sangyarang kibakodan Taino view na flores ay pareho historiata ay pareho historiata ay puti taino view milagro tugos bonita mo I put it I know you, I put it I know you Mamposi pinalatamo Mamposi pinalatamo Fanuginuwa sa guamuhogiha Tagitanados diatrasa Tagitanados